Hi everyone, welcome to the maiden edition of Thriving as a Nigerian in the UK with Chika. I'll first of all start by giving you a very short introduction about myself. Don't worry, a more description about who I am, the things I've achieved, and the things I aspire to achieve in the future will be dedicated to one full episode, right? But before I give you a short intro about who I am, I have to first of all welcome my amazing subscribers, my social media followers, people following our page. I know some of you are following our page for so many reasons. Some people are following us as a business, to patronize us as a business, which actually is who we are. We're a registered business in the UK and we're still in operation. Some other people are following us to acquire one or two skills, and some other people are following us maybe to learn a better graphic designer. In all of this, I say a very big thank you. And I want to use this opportunity to kindly plead with you to invite your loved ones, your friends, to come and join us here. Because I promise you they're going to learn a lot. Even if they don't need the information we're disseminating this time, I know they might need it in the future. And remember the old saying that goes, no knowledge is a waste. So now I've finished welcoming you and give you a short intro about myself. So my name is Chika Gwani, originally from Nigeria, as you all know. I actually migrated to the UK for the first time. That was in August 2012. So practically, I've been here for the past 12 years. I had my first degree at Federal University of Technology, that's FUTO, and I studied mathematics, right? Then my first postgraduate was here in the UK. That was in 2013-2014. Then my PhD was also here in the UK, and that was between 2016 and 2021. I just want to pause it here, okay? Like I promised you, I'm going to dedicate a full episode about myself in the coming sessions, right? Without wasting much of your time, let's go straight to the main focus of today, which is IELTS certification. So the acronym IELTS simply means International English Language Testing System. As the name suggests, without any form of ambiguity, it simply means a way by which the United Government system tests your level. So we're going to put a caveat to the level, which I'm going to explain later on. A caveat, that's the level at which you're able to communicate, understand, read, and write in their language during your stay in the UK. So what do I mean by level? Because, you know, so many people travel to the UK for so many reasons. Some people travel to the UK for their educational pursuit. Some people travel to the UK for medical reasons. Some people travel for a short stay, that's for a visit. And some people travel for work, and some people travel to relocate their family to live permanently there. Right? And I quite understand that not all visas requires IELTS as a prerequisite for your visa application, but there are some that requires IELTS as compulsory. It's a compulsory requirement for your visa application. And if you're required to sit for IELTS before you make your visa application, the level of your score, that's what I mean by level. The level of your score will determine if your visa will be issued or not, that will be granted or not. And that takes us to another interesting aspect of today's discussion, which is the testing body. Because IELTS is a testing system, there's a body responsible for accepting your proof of English proficiency, and this body is called ukvi, which simply means United Kingdom Visas and Immigration. So they are responsible for accepting or for determining the level of score for each visa route. And these scores are becoming increasingly difficult. During my own time, when I wanted to apply for my postgraduate, that's for my master's, I wasn't required to sit for IELTS. I was only required to submit 2 documents. The first document I submitted was from my university. I got a letter from my university stating that all my courses were taught in English language. And the second document I submitted was my WAEC results stating that I had at least E in my, at least credit, sorry about that, at least credit in my English language, and my application was accepted. Now, these scores are becoming increasingly difficult, and this is the essence of this program. So now, a lot of things have changed. Not only that IELTS is a compulsory requirement for most of the visa routes, but there are certain level of score you must achieve for each visa application. That's the danger, that's the difficulty in it. Not really a danger actually, because if you study well and you know you have the right resources, it's not going to be a danger, but it's still difficult because dedicating your time to sit for these exams, prepare for them, pass them, and get the required score is what is making it difficult. Another interesting aspect of IELTS we'll be discussing today is the testing arrangements. Right? IELTS exams must be taken in person in the officially approved IELTS testing centers. The registration can be completed anywhere online as long as you have internet connection, but you must sit for the exam by yourself. The reason is because there will be biometric capturing, there will be data capturing, and all this information are going to be matched with your visa application. So do not be deceived. You must sit for it in person, at least for your biometric. So kindly ensure that you're registering with the approved testing centers. There are so many testing centers in Nigeria, and I think there's one in Port Harcourt, there's in Abuja, there's Lagos, there's in Ondo, Delta State, Cross River, and even Enugu State, and a whole lot of other testing centers in different states. I'm going to be showing you, in the next slide, I'm going to be showing you different testing routes and the type of, that's different visa routes and the type of IELTS exams that is required for those routes. For the following application routes, you will need to take a test that assesses your speaking and listening abilities, like citizenship, international sports person, parent, partner, representative of an overseas business, settlement, also known as indefinite leave to remain. You're expected to take a test that assesses your speaking and listening abilities. The following application routes requires you to take a test that assesses your reading, writing, speaking, and listening abilities. So if your visa application is for health and care worker, high potential individual, innovator founder, minister of religion, scale up worker, skilled worker, startup, or student, you are expected to sit for reading, writing, speaking, and listening abilities. The final topic of today, which is a very important aspect of IELTS, is the testing format. So there are computer-based IELTS exam and there are paper-based IELTS exam. However, you should know that these two test formats are pretty the same. But the time of allocation, the type of tests, and the test format, that's the way the tests are arranged on the paper or the computer, are the same. The only two differences will be your test day experience and the number of days it takes for the results to be released. For instance, for computer-based IELTS, it takes about between 3 to 5 days for the results to be released, whereas the paper-based IELTS takes 13 working days for the results to be released. So in conclusion, As additional level of security, please kindly ensure that the test centers you've chosen to write your test, as to book for your IELTS test, offers this is actually a requirement from ukvisa, right? So it's kind of a security, so ensure that it offers IELTS ukvisa academics, IELTS ukvisa general training, and IELTS ukvisa life skills. So before we end today's episode, let's have a quick recap of what we've been discussing. First of all, we talked about IELTS, the meaning of IELTS. We discussed about ukvisa as the testing body responsible for accepting your proof of English proficiency. In fact, they determine the level of score for each visitors, the required level of score for each visitors. We talked about the testing arrangement, which means that the IELTS exam must be taken in person and in an officially recognized, approved testing centers. We went ahead to list some states where we could find the testing centers. We're going to elaborate more in the next episode. And we also went ahead to list some visa routes and the required tests needed for such visa routes. And this brings us to the end of today's episode. In our next episode, we'll be discussing the preparations, IELTS, your test preparations, how much it's going to cost you to register for your IELTS, your testing centers, there's different testing centers, and I will even teach you how to make your application online and a whole lots of other topics. So I implore you to like, share, and leave a comment in the comment section. Tell us, how do you feel about our first episode, and what other topic would you want us to discuss in the future? I can assure you I'll go back, make a research, and discuss that with you, my amazing subscribers. Thank you for watching.